Why, hello there. It's been a few weeks since I last recorded a video for Rocket Repairs. We had some really interesting ones, and then it was pretty much the same basic HDMI stuff, which I don't want to show you guys all the time. Every now and again it's all right, but not every single day a HDMI port swap. We had the tractor, we had the LG TV, we had some other bits and bobs that made for interesting videos and interesting repairs. I have seen the comments about the microphone. This should be 10 times better. No pop in or anything like that, because I have it at the side of my mouth now rather than dead in front of it. I had no idea. So thank you to those who pointed it out in the comments several times. I appreciate it. All those videos were pre-recorded. Let me know at the end of this video whether the microphone sounds better because I have it at the side of my face. If it's better at the side, I'm then going to put it in my ear. So Joey, what do we have today? We have ticket number 13665, and you are actually going to laugh when I say this, but it is a bad HDMI port. However, it's been repaired by another company and then come to us because it doesn't work. I've got the board out the chassis. Let's go over to the microscope and see what's going on. As an FYI, the first thing I do is test the consoles before I work on them, and this definitely didn't have a display. So if we go over to the HDMI port, I can see the flux. Okay, wow, yeah, this flux is still wet, and we can see that those pins, the cap is missing, doesn't really make a difference. It's there for protection purposes. Won't actually stop the console from displaying unless it was shorted, I guess. But yeah, those pins need tidying up for sure. Other than the river of flux that we have, this side actually looks okay. I'm not here to slate anyone else's work, by the way. I'm just stating the obvious and what I see in front of me. Let's have a look at the back, because I'm pretty sure we have quite a few components on the back with these boards. This is the newer revision board, the 033, which will be interesting to see if they use the exact same layout on the Slim or whether it's going to be a tiny bit different. What is that? So this resistor here has been knocked off, which is going to cause it not to work. They put Captain tape, a line of it, I guess where they were trying to do the port replacement to keep some bits on the board, but by doing that, you've actually knocked it. This is why I don't use Captain tape. You can actually blast components with heat and they don't move if they are soldered onto the board. So let's get rid of that. So we'll put that back. The diode seems to be in the correct position, but I don't know if that pad there is connected. And what is this? Oh, I think that was just dried flux. Okay, so we don't have any additional components that are missing or that should be somewhere. But this diode would need to be soldered back to the board properly, as well as this resistor here. For recording and audit's sake as well, I am just going to record this area of the board. These look like factory solder joints, so I don't think any components are meant to go here. But just in case I need to look back on it. All right, port, be gone. Do you know what I will actually say? So I've just taken the port off, and I haven't sorted the components and stuff yet. I'm just going to clear out the ground holes. I'm going to try Big Bertha to clear them out. Big Bertha not doing what she's meant to be doing. Now, it could be done by just me applying hot air, but what I'm going to do actually instead is what I do always. I just thought maybe because there was flux on here as well as the leaded solder, assuming they've used leaded solder, I could just wick it away, but that's not the case. So we go to Ye Old Faithful, solder sucker. You can see any second now the solder's going to go. There it is. Come with the solder sucker. I have to be careful because this component is very close to it. There we go. As long as you're careful with the board, a lot of people don't like to use solder suckers, but you can see there, that component's even hanging on for dear life. And I'm still solder suckering. Solder suckering? Great word. I'm still solder suckering the board, and the component hasn't left to another dimension. It's right there. So you can use a solder sucker and just be careful with it. Let's just use a cotton swab here, clean up what we can. I'm going to put that component back right now. I'm just clearing up some of the flux on the other locations of the board as well. Bit of flux just here. And again, I'm using full air here. And the reason being is because these components are soldered to the board still. So they're not going to go flying off somewhere. This one might tombstone on me. But hopefully not. I'm just going to give it a little tap. There we go. And that's in place. And this one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So both components are definitely soldered to the board. I don't know too much detail of the previous history. I don't know if they had warranty at the previous place they went. Or I don't know what the story was, but so I don't know if there's a bit of information there. I'll try and find out. Let's turn it on over. What do we have? Any rip pads, anything like that? No. Just the missing cap. No problem at all. A little bit of R-flux. Amtech 559. Fake or real? Who knows? Not me. Use our iron to get rid of the solder that we have on the pads. Remember, this has been soldered before, so the pads are going to be a little bit more fragile than what they were previous. But that's good. Nice clean. This board's going to need extra loving and extra care, extra clean, because it's been worked on before. There we go. Time to get a mini cap. Here art thou, cap. Quickly fill up what we need to fill up with solder. Fluxation again. Just got to keep an eye on that cap because I don't want it to go flowing down a river because I've just put a lot of flux on. Looking good. Now grab our tiny friend. Minuscule component this. Absolutely minuscule. Solder to the board, come off. Put it in place. It's still got a bit of flux there, so it should be okay. Yeah, it's fine. A quick clean up to get rid of any excess flux that we have. There we go. That looks a lot better here than what it did previously, that's for sure. Okay, let's put new port on. New port ready to go. Tiny bit of flux, just to help with that flow of solder when I put the port on. I don't like to put too much flux on here, to be honest. It's not massively needed, especially because of the fact I actually go over the port afterwards as well. There we go. Port on, keep rotating the heat. I actually like to wiggle the port back and forth, just to make sure all of that solder has connected to where it needs to, or bonded is probably the better word that I should use, not connected. This isn't connect 4. So I just wiggle it forward and wiggle it back. Not too far. And then a little bit forward. Perfect. Probably about there. Push down a tiny bit. And come off. And I'm holding, waiting for that solder to solidify. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now I can come off. They are soldered. Like that, you could nudge them and they're not going anywhere. However, I do like to go over them. It's just a thing that I've got. A bit of OCD to just make sure that I have the best connection possible, so that this port doesn't go anywhere, in fact. Just to make sure that solder flows all the way onto the pins. We've used the right amount of flux here. You don't have to worry about bridging. Okay, little clean. Whilst the board is hot, solder loves heat. Let's turn it over to the back and sort these absolute monstrosities out. Look at the size of them. Big Bertha will sort these out in a jiffy. A little bit of flux. Again, not massively needed. Just to take the edge off. There we go. Little bubble here. Nice, that'll do. That will do nicely. And final little clean on the back, especially. There we go, lovely jubbly. And there we have it. Solder's come all the way through the pads as well. Looking good. Let's give it a test. You might be able to see me in the corner, hopefully. We're looking at the monitor. Going to power it on. Power's on, always a good sign. Do we get a display on the screen? Come on. Show me that good stuff. There we go. PlayStation 5 logo. All right, I spoke to the customer as well, and I asked them a little bit of background history, what happened with the PlayStation 5 with the other repair shop. Again, this is no shade at all. This is just information I've been passed on from the customer. I don't know the name of the repair shop. I didn't ask for the name of the repair shop, but apparently they had the repair done. It comes with a 1-year warranty. They collected their PS5 originally from the repair shop, took it home, and it worked for about 4 weeks or so. And then it was just intermittent screen glitches, essentially, where it would be a black screen, then it would be fine, and then it just rinse and repeated. Customer took it back to that same repair shop under warranty, which they actually said that they can't repair it because it's something to do with the GPU inside the console, which, as we know, with the PS5 is integrated with the CPU, which is the APU, the main chip. I've written on the job notes exactly what I found, and we have this video so you can see exactly how the HDMI port looked with the resistor hanging off, etc. And that very resistor might have been what was causing the intermittent graphical issues, along with you could see that the pins themselves weren't fully soldered. But as you just saw, it seems to be working absolutely fine. I've wiggled the port, no issues there. And hopefully this PlayStation 5 can live a long, prosperous, repair-free life. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.